Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. It's going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be playing around with MISCREATED monster. So I've had quite a lot of people asking me for a guide on this guy. I've got a number of guides that I want to do. I want to do Talia. I'm just building her up to level 6 now. I want to do Lure. They are coming, guys. You just have to bear with me. I can only 6-star so many people at a time. But today we are doing MISCREATED monster. He was someone that I wanted for a long time. I eventually pulled him maybe a month ago or something like that, and he's just a beast. Every time I do a takeover video, he's someone I look for. He can absolutely carry you through just about any place in this game. He's insanely good. He is an epic, but he feels more like a legendary. If there's anyone in your squad that is going to get books, it should be this guy because he is beastly. Literally can play in any space in the game. So let's get into his steals first. He's got an A1 with a stun on it and a potential decreased defense. The decreased defense actually doesn't proc that much. That's something just to be aware of. The reason being is, so this A1's a single target and it hits somebody 2 times. It's got a 15% chance of laying a stun, which gets booked up to 25%, which is decent. A stun on an A1 is good. Stunning is basically the best debuff in the game for Arena. It's really effective for trash mobs, that type of thing. So that's a really good effect. Once the stun is placed, it's then got a 50% chance of also placing decreased defense for 1 turn. So the reason why this doesn't seem to play out that often is because generally he's using his other abilities and they're on a relatively low cooldown. And also, when you are using your A1, it generally is against a boss. So his stun never will go on a boss because stun doesn't work on bosses, which means decreased defense also doesn't go on a boss. So just worth noting that if you don't read it properly, it feels like, oh great, he's got a decreased defense as well. He cannot be like your decreased defense champion clan boss or something like that. It just doesn't ever go on. But still a decent A1. We've got an A2 which attacks all enemies, which is great. 50% chance of placing stun on all enemies, so that's a huge ability. 50% chance of placing stun is massive. And then just to cap it off, he places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns. 3 turn shield buff equal to 25% of the damage you inflict. All of his damage is based on HP, so if you build him up as a monster of HP with crit rate, with some crit damage, he is throwing up shields for days, and I'll show you that soon. And then, if his kit wasn't already good enough, he's got an ally protection on his A3. It's on a 4-turn cooldown when you book it up. It goes on for 3 turns though, so it's a really long ally protection, which is cool. He's also got, when he places it, he also heals himself by 50% of his max HP. That's huge, huge. You get him up to 60, 70k HP. That's a massive heal right there. On top of that as well, he also places a 15% continuous heal on himself for 3 turns. So he's just like self-sustaining beast man, boss man, awesome champ. And then we've got a passive on him as well. So as soon as he's placed his ally protection, anytime someone attacks one of your team with the ally protection on, it places a fear debuff on them, on the attacker. Every time. So as long as you've got some accuracy, this always goes on. It's just insane. So all in all, fantastic kit. He does have an aura. It's an arena aura. I guess maybe they thought they were building him as an arena champion when they put all this together, and he is good in the arena. But for me, he's much better than that. So in terms of masteries, I've got him set up like this, which was mainly for spider killing and to allow him to come into the clan boss team to do a bit of work on clan boss. I'll show you clan boss, and I'm going to change him to Helm Smasher. So if you're just using him in dungeons, particularly Spider Dungeon, Helm Smasher's a way to go because it makes him do more damage, and when he does more damage, he puts bigger shields up. So more damage equals more shielding. Helm Smasher's good for that. The War Master proc does not boost his shields. I thought it did, it doesn't. So that's actually not as good unless you're using him in your clan boss team. So I'm going to use this for the clan boss fight first, and then we'll change it after that. Another route you could go down into this, which improves your chance to stun. So you would do more like a defensive build. That's probably more like an arena style build. You could come down into accuracy. It's probably not as strong, but you could do it if you really wanted him to be high chance to stun in the arena, something like that. But yeah, you can build him in a few different ways. So what have I done with him then? I've got him in a immortal set all the way. So I've got an immortal set. I pushed his crit rate up to 100%, near enough, 99%, just so that I get my crits off, which means I get bigger shields for everybody. We have got massive HP here, so we've got nearly 80k HP. I've got a reasonable amount of defense, not masses, 1.8. It's not enough for clan boss, but it's fine anywhere else. 196 speed is good. As I say, good crit rate, good accuracy, so he's going to land his stuns. So his build's pretty decent. How have I done it then? So we've gone crit rate on the gloves. These gloves are not special other than crit rate and a bit of speed. We've got HP on the chest with some accuracy on it. This gear, you might think, wow, the main stat is good. The sub-stats, you know, some of these sub-stats are not amazing, to be fair. Speed boots, bit of crit damage on them, a bit of defense on them. Nice accuracy here on the weapon and HP. I was really looking for speed and HP rolls at this stage. This is a great helmet, actually. Speed, crit, accuracy, HP. And then what we got here, speed, crit, accuracy, HP. Same stats again. Really good two pieces here. I haven't glyphed all of this up. I could glyph it up to make him stronger still, but he's in good shape for what I need him to do anyway. At the moment I've got him in this, it was because it was the only one that was rolled up. Normally I would want either a defense ring or a HP ring, but we do have a good roll in HP here. I didn't want to waste a load of silver to roll more stuff up, so I've just put him on that. I do have him in a crit damage amulet, which has got an accuracy roll. That's kind of the reason I wanted it. Again, I just picked one that was already rolled, so I don't want to waste a load of silver here. I waste enough. And then I've got a banner, massive accuracy, speed, and HP, what I'm looking for in substats. So all in all, that is a solid build. Let's just get into his reviews. So arena offense, I think he's probably a 5 for most people in this game. He's definitely viable right through gold 4 into plat. Probably not top tier plat, but he is definitely to get you into plat. Campaign, he's viable for nightmare farming, which I'll show you as well soon. So he's got to be top tier. Arena defense, he's excellent. Spiders, he is top draw. You'll see that soon. Minnows, he's fine. He's got AoEs for days, can do damage. Dragon's Lair, so he doesn't bring anything particularly special to dragons other than control. So he controls those waves for you. Because of that, he does that really well. Clan boss, I'd say he's a 4. He can come in if you're running a Skull Crusher build. Skull Crusher runs his ally protection. What Miscreated Monster can do is take the ally protection off of Skull Crusher and keep the rest of your team alive. So because of that, he's actually pretty effective. I've used him in a number of takeover videos. It's worth checking some of those out, but he is decent in Clan Boss. Better than people think. He's also got that self-heal mechanic, which just means that he doesn't need to be in lifesteal gear. He can be in gear like I've got here. Ice Golems, fantastic champion for Ice Golems. He's in my speed comp, which I'll show you. Void Keep, any of the keeps, he'll just literally fly through them without any problems at all. Force Keep, yeah, flying through that. Finites, he's good. He's got a 2-hit A1. He brings good control for the waves. He can definitely do a job for you in Finites. He's decent. Faction Wars, top draw. Top draw for Faction Wars. So all in all, really, really strong champion in pretty much all areas of the game. Let's get into showing you some stuff. Let's go for a fight in Clan Boss to start with. I think we'll just go on to Brutal. I've already done my damage on Ultra Nightmare for the day. I think I've got a key somewhere sitting in here. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go on to Brutal and just show you what you can do. So I'm going to run Skull Crusher because he's going to be one of the sort of fundamentals of that style team. I think we'll run Tyrell as my decrease attack champion. We'll run Miscreated Monster. Maybe I won't. Yeah, we'll run Skull Crusher. Or no. I'm going to run Jareg. Jareg is also somebody that has got that ally protection. So more ally protections in the same team work really well together. Really well together. To run these two, we can run someone for poisons. Who have we got? Guess I'll run Mikhail. I'll run some speed up. I'm just going to run a kind of mismatched team here. I don't want to run like all crazy legendaries. doesn't really show you how effective Miscreated Monster can be. So this team here, maybe I should run Skull Crusher. No, I won't. I'll leave it like this. So we've got some speed. We've got 2 ally protectors. We've got some poison in these 2. We've got decreased attack here. So I don't have the weaken. I don't have the decreased defense. Maybe I should just bring that so we get some half decent damage out. Who's going to run? Who's going to run? Decreased defense, maybe. Let's do this. So I'm just going to play it on auto. What you'll see is basically we get reasonable sized shields coming out of the Miscreated Monster right from the off, and that's basically, you know, it's the equivalent of having an extra healer in your team. Just kind of tops up that lifesteal gear. He also brings the ally protection there, so ally protection means he's taking a lot of the damage, takes the damage off of your main guys. And what happens is when you've got 2 ally protectors like we've got here, they switch it between themselves. So Miscreated Monster might take a big hit on one turn, and then they see that it just switched ally protection now onto Jareg. Jareg's going to take the big hit here. I know it's early days, so it won't hurt that much, but that's the idea. Jareg swaps over, takes the hit, and then Miscreated Monster gets a kind of a rest for a couple of turns, and then basically it will switch back again. So what I'll do, I'll let this play out. I'll show you the damage at the end, and then we can get into showing you some of the other content. Okay, so coming in here, we've done 14 million damage, which is solid for Brutal without a counter-attacker. He's actually come in, so look at the damage here. My Poisoners, 5 million on the Kale, 3.4 million on Steel Skull. Miscreated Monsters then come in at 2.7 million damage. Bearing in mind he's doing all of that support work as well. That is high level of damage. He's done 1.1 million healing compared to Steel Skull in there, 500k. Kale in there, 500k in his lifesteal gear. So he is putting in work. Got shield in of 400 odd k as well. So yeah, he's putting in a lot of work here. And that is a decent champion for Clan Boss. If I threw them in there, if I'd swapped out perhaps any of them really for a counter attacker, then this damage is pretty much going up easily over 20. So yeah, he's decent in that area. What I'm going to do now is just switch out his Masteries and show you what he actually does with Helm Smasher. So let's flick this out. We want the crit rate, we want the crit damage. Probably want to get back over here. So what I generally do is say when I'm at full HP, I'll take the extra damage, yes please. I then come over this way. So every time I kill someone in a battle, I get more speed, which is helpful. First hit's another 8% damage, that's nice. I want this one to try and reset my A2. A2 is the ability of choice on him, so that's helpful. And then basically what I want to do is get myself down into Helm Smasher, so more damage when I kill stuff, and then Helm Smasher for the ultimate hit. I probably want accuracy, but I could equally go defense. This is probably the way you want to go. So you probably want to either do HP, which gives us more damage, or accuracy here. Most people would pick accuracy. So go accuracy into increase the value of shields, probably into increase the value of shield buffs again. You might go into this one here, which gives you the chance to reduce cooldown of a random skill. Again, you want the A2 back as often as you can get it. In an ideal world, you probably would maybe have tried to get back over here to Evil Eye for like something like a spider team build, but it's not the end of the world. This is definitely something you want. You want to extend buffs. Sorry. This here is pretty good as well. Increased amount of healing and shields placed by this champion if the target has got stun or freeze. So if you're using him in arena and you've got this kind of Torment meta still, this is pretty effective, but it's quite situational. It's good for faction wars, it's good for the arena, it's not so good anywhere else. This is sort of guaranteed additional stats, so it's quite nice as well. And then I probably would come back over here, so I'd probably take this. Every time I A1, I do more damage. That's pretty good for spiders and general dungeons. So that's what I've turned him into. So we've still got same sort of stats really. I think we might have dropped a little bit in HP, did we? Maybe 1,000 or something. We've still got pretty much the same, got a bit more accuracy now. So looking good. Yeah, let's get out and try him in some dungeons. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a campaign and just show you what you can do on campaign. So let's get him on 12-3 on Brutal first. And you'll see he's pretty fast for campaign farm. So see you later. A2 absolutely nukes. He then kind of, you've got to wait for him to just kind of cycle back to his A2 again. This is the bit that slows him down because obviously the rest of the team need to die, but there it goes. One shots the rest of the team again. One shots again and again. 17 seconds. That's not bad. Now, the interesting thing is whether or not he can deal with, so what is his blue affinity? So he's going to, I think he does well here. Yeah. So he's pretty strong at 12-3, but on, did I just put it on Nightmare? Yeah, I did. So the question is, can he deal with it, basically? He's definitely, if you want a sort of two-man content, he's definitely one of the two. He can deal with content easily. If you put him with someone like a Tyrell or a Valor, someone who's got decreased defense and lifesteal gear on, he can literally cruise his way through content, no problem at all. Now, obviously, Nightmare is tough. It's really hard. They've got high HP. They're really tough to take down. So basically, what you've got to do is just wait your time through. But as long as he can get through the first couple without putting himself too low. I mean, just look at the self heals here, having 3 sets of Immortal. He's just healing for days. He puts mini shields on himself with this hit anyway. So as long as he gets through this first part of the fight, this is his danger zone, then we should be good. I guess one of the challenges is when you get to the last round and you've got bombs coming at you, because bombs are based on, I think they're based on max HP, or I'm trying to remember now actually, but I know that bombs can take tanks down pretty easily. But this guy's not got massive defense, he's just got massive HP, so I don't think it necessarily matters to him so much. But yeah, I mean, it's slow. There's not many that are quick, in all honesty. And that's why I never ever farm Nightmare campaign. If you want someone quick, it's pretty much got to be a tank with AoEs. So, someone like a Ignatius can do it really effectively. Chosen's got some good videos out on that. If you've got a big one with good gear, I think Stu Gaming's got some videos out there. So it definitely can be done, but it is not easy at all. It feels like, providing we do it here, it's going to be something close to maybe 3 minutes, maybe about a minute away on average. So we're taking one down. Just the stuns constantly going on means that you're never fighting a full 4, basically, and that makes it quite easy to win. Also, because we've got blue affinity here against greens, again, there's quite a lot of times they'll get weak hits on you, and there's not that often that you're not critting them. So all in all, that's really helpful. But yeah, so he's not really been under any threat at all. It's actually going to come in probably a little bit quicker than I thought. But can he do it? Yes. Could he kind of walk his way right through Nightmare campaign for you with decent gear? Yeah, he can. He also partners really well with anyone that kind of does additional shielding, anything like that. Apothecary's decent with him. Tyrell's decent with him. So yeah, that is definitely something that can be done. Let's get into some of the different dungeons with him. All of these keeps, he's just going to literally cakewalk his way through. Same with Minotaur. He's just going to just absolutely annihilate them. So I'm not going to show you those. I'm going to show you my speed run on Ice Golem. This is my setup. Basically, we have Royal Guard lead for the increased attack, speed booster, debuffer, reset, shielding plus nukage. He hits hard. So he's actually in there as a second nuke alongside the Royal Guard to be able to clear these waves. I did run it with 2 Royal Guards, but actually when you get to the boss, it's much slower. So we clear these waves really fast. There we go, second nuke from him. And then we just get the finish up from the Royal Guard there. Onto the boss in about 20 seconds. And then it's just, I guess it's just a bit RNG here. Every now and again I wipe if I do too much damage at once. I have done this before in under 50 seconds on this same sort of speed setup as well. So it's not like I've not boosted the frames or anything like that. It's just the way it's run with Royal Guards doing his slams at the right time and stuff like that. And Draco doing big finishing hits. We basically want to get, yes, it decreased defense up nice and early. As long as Arbiter's staying alive, we kind of pick people up as they drop like that. And then it's kind of just rinse and repeat. The ally protection really helps us here in case we do take a nasty big swing. If the Royal Guard sort of spikes the second big hit, then the ally protection can just be almost a bit clutch really to keep everyone going. But look at that, 20 odd K hits, not bad at all. He is taking damage. Poison should finish him off anyway. Got what, 7 odd stacks, 6, 7 stacks. There he goes. 138, pretty consistent. Yeah, don't want that. So that is Ice Golems. He could equally go into a team that is way weaker than that. So maybe I'll show you, otherwise it perhaps feels a bit crazy. But that's my speed run. So he could go into a team that looks perhaps a little bit more like this. What should we do? What should we do? Tyrell, so a couple of epics in there. Apothecary is always good. Kale's always useful. Reliquary Tender for debuff, dealing with the debuffs. So this is actually the same team comp as I just ran, just not as strong. So you have debuff, into nuke, and we've got poisons in the team, we've got speed in the team, we've got a Reza in the team. So I know you look at it and say, hold on a minute, the first team you ran was full of legendaries. Yes, it was. But this game is all about the composition of your team. It's not about necessarily the champions you're running. Champions make it easier, but this is about the right setup to be able to effectively beat the dungeons. And the setup I'm running is actually the same idea. So all it will be is slower. So I'll still get through it exactly the same way, but it will just be much slower so I don't have the same level of damage in this composition. As you can see here, it's taking me, what, 50 odd seconds to get to second stage, whereas beforehand it was what was it, like 20 seconds and I was actually on the boss. So what we're waiting for in this is the decreased defense to come on from Tyrell to just kind of speed up the damage. This is potentially a bit of an issue for us, but we do have Reliquary Tender to pick people up if they start dropping. All of this shielding there, look at the shields that Miscreated Monster puts up. It just gives you so much freedom, just gives you so much protection against these guys that whereas this is normally a kind of a bit of a difficult time in the fight, actually nobody's even like risking their life right now. So he's doing that. He's doing that with ally protection, and he's doing that with the shields. So it's just he is a monster. He's a monster in this game. I'm not going to show you this whole part of the fight because it's just going to be boring. But I'll flick back in when we're near the end. So we're just coming to the end. It's over 5 minutes, but it is very, very casual. So we're just lacking damage really, because you have to kill those ads over and over again. We're just lacking damage to do it, but very easy. He is carrying the whole way. He's done the most damage, done tons of healing, loads of shielding. So he is absolutely carrying that fight. Let's take it on to dragons. Dragons again, it's just really, he's got great kit for this. So let's throw in a similar sort of team. Maybe just bring War Maiden in as the decreased defense in this one. Wherever she is. No, wrong one. There we go. So yeah, bring her in for the decreased defense, but otherwise basically the same team. So 4 rares plus Miscreated Monster. You know, I've got good gear and all that sort of stuff, so I'm not saying this is what everyone would do, but you will see here the shields Miscreated Monster's putting on here brings you a lot of safety. And You know, basically what we're looking for in dragons, we're looking for someone that can decrease defense across the whole team. We're looking for poisons for when we get to the actual dragon. We're looking for stuns for the ads so that we don't take tons of damage. And we're looking for somebody that can kind of cleanse and heal, which is our Relic Pretender here. So this team, all in all, is great. And Miscreated Monster is in here basically for the stuns and the kind of team protection. But he also does a lot of damage. And that's the difference here. Sometimes you get someone that's doing that role that is literally a bit like Relic Pretender. She's in here just for support, and she hits like a wet paper towel, slapping you around the face. You know, it's annoying, but it doesn't hurt. So yeah, whereas Miscreated Monster's like, hold on a minute, my wet paper towel has just turned into like paper mache, and it's got some rocks inside, and it is slamming people. You know, he's like absolutely smacking people and giving our team shields at the same time. Look at that, 14k, 17k. Sit down, brother. Who's next? Who's next on the list? Here he comes. Boom! There he goes. 30k on everybody. He doesn't care. He's meaty. You know, what is he? Is he support? Is he damage? We're not sure what he is. Whatever it is, it works. So you get to this stage, you get your poisons off, and this is just kind of, yeah, just wearing down the dragon. And imagine now we've got to this stage, everyone's totally healthy. It's all about Kale now, just getting those poisons off. Probably be something like a 3-minute fight, I guess. As long as we kind of keep decreased defense up, which there's no reason why we shouldn't. Plenty of poisons now ticking away. Relic Pretender's in there. She cleanses off all the bad stuff. And then Miscreated Monster's just like, don't worry, lads. I'll put my aloe protection on you. You're all good. You're all good. So he takes a big hit there, but no one else takes any hit because he's taking 50% of all of their damage. Then he throws everyone's a shield on. He's like, don't worry, fellas. We're all good. Kale, throw some poisons up for us. Let's get this over and done with. See that chunk of damage? That's all poison damage. Decreased defense still on, so we should just clean this out. See that though, 30 odd k a hit. I've got an Abyss, whatever her name is. She only does 30 odd k A1, so you know this guy is not far off the damage of the sort of, you know, real high-end legendary damage dealers. No worries, down he goes. Almost bang on 3 minutes. It's going to be just reliant on last couple of poison ticks. There we go. Pair of crappy boots. Be gone with your boots. Let's circle around to Fire Knights. Fire Knights, he's decent. His affinity's off, which makes this a bit more difficult. So this will be the setup then for Fire Knights. So he brings the shields, he brings the kind of AoE stuns, and then we've got other people here. So we've got turn meter control here, we've got speed and healing, decreased defense, and that's the kind of different components you need. So we've got a number of people here which are the wrong affinity, which is a bit of a problem for us. But as long as we've got people like Miscreated Monster just kind of stunning people up, keeping our shields up, we should be absolutely fine. So look at that, 1, 2, 3 stuns on there. I've got a stun set on my War Maiden as well, just to keep a bit more control going. All we've got to do is get Allure and Cold Heart to the main boss fight, and we should be fine. So see here, we've also got sleeps from the Allure, which helps us as well, as long as people don't wake her up. So we'll take some hits. I could put Relic Pretender into this team and just kind of make things even safer, but you actually start to run out of damage and opportunities to reduce turn meter that way. But yeah, we should. I mean, it's not the quickest fight. What I'll do is I'll come back in when we're on the boss and show you that part of it, but this is kind of just rinse and repeat at this stage. Miscreated Monster is making this happen though, so if we didn't have him in this lineup, everybody would be dying right now. Okay, so onto the boss fight. Quite a way in actually. I didn't record it early enough here, but you see we just got turn meter being reduced from Allure and Cold Heart. Miscreated Monster's basically been the carry to get us here. At this stage he's less effective, he's not as needed here, but he just comes in to do a bit of damage. We've got Cold Heart's obviously dropping the decreased healing and the nukes. We've got turn meter control from Allure, and then everyone else is kind of just there for the ride at this stage. So yeah, he's useful. It's not his best dungeon. It's definitely not his best dungeon. It's probably his worst, but he's still useful to get you through those waves. So if you're struggling for the carry element, that's what he's here for. We might just get a bit of a whack here. No, we're good. So 3 minutes 34, pretty good. And they're pretty good as well. Take those. Good. Okay, so that is those dungeons. Let's just try then spiders. Spiders Den. Every time I do a takeover and someone says to me, can you help me with spiders? He's probably on my top 3 champions that I will look for, including Apothecary's always in my teams. He's in my teams. Anyone that's got an HP burn, I'm looking for. Cold Hearts obviously are immense. But where he pairs really well is someone with an HP burn. So I'll bring Ignatius into this. Ultimate Gaelic can do it as well. I don't have one leveled up, but I will do soon. What he does is he stuns the enemy spiders, and then the HP burn ticks without the spider doing damage to you. That's what's the important part about it. So the stun is really what is critical. So I guess I bring in similar team to what we just had. I don't want people doing damage to the spiderlings. I want the HP burn to do the damage to the spiderlings. And maybe I'll just bring someone in for a cleanse. This feels okay. So you'll see here, what he'll do is just put massive shields on everybody. He'll do some stuns on the spiderlings, like this. See all those stuns? Every time, let's slow it down. Every time one of those spiderlings goes to move, all they do is burn the boss. So they're burning the boss. We're taking no damage because they were stunned, and the spider's taking massive damage. See all that damage? That's all HP burn, but that was first enabled, and I'm not taking all the damage on my Cold Heart because of the stuns that were kicking in the first place. So we've done over half the life pool without really having to worry at all so far. And we get a rotation again. So here comes another set of stuns. Spider's about to suck up the spiderlings for the first time. Should be the only time. This team should be able to do it with just one kind of suck up. We're all waiting for the rotation now on the Ignatius burn again. That's all we're waiting on now. So these shields are so big because of Helm Smasher. If I had him on War Master, he'd be doing more damage to the actual spider. But what he does well here is puts up massive shields because of his Helm Smasher. So it comes down to what do you want, really. What do you want in your lineup? I prefer Helm Smasher for this fight because it just gives me... staying alive is more important to me than doing the extra odd kind of big hit on the boss. So you see how well the Cold Heart's staying alive here. That's purely because of him. We've only actually got in this team 2 official damage dealers. The other 3 are all officially support champions. And we're going to do it in just over 2 minutes. Just waiting for either the HP burn to come back or the Cold Heart missile. I think it might be the missile, was it? No, got another turn on that yet. Look at these shields. The shields are almost taking up the whole life pool. Just insane damage. Or insane shielding, rather. There we go. Job done. 2 minutes 23. Not bad. Terrible ring. Can't sell it, though. So there we go. That is dungeons done and dusted. Let's get into the arena for some fun. Maybe... Doesn't really matter who. I just don't really want to fight a Torment because it just makes the fights really long. Let's go with a setup like this. So the idea here is we basically bring the witch in to clear some of this debuff off if she's alive. If we can live through the first bit of the fight. I'd really like to be picking him up as well, but I don't really have the luxury now. I need to pick them all up, clear off debuffs, get myself a nice big shield going, hopefully some stuns. We've got 1 stun, 2 stuns I think there. Oh, it's brutal. Just clear some stuff off. So I've got 2 people that resurrect here, so I absolutely need my an E3 alive to deal with that. It's just got to keep trying to drop in some turn meter, try and get back control of this game. This is a good setup here, what he's got. I've got 2 more turns to wait yet. That Ray is doing work. One more turn if I could survive it. Let's at least clear their attack buffs off. Got a chance still. Stay alive, stay alive. Okay, we're good. So everyone's back up. Clear whatever we can. Come in with the big AoE hit. Do an AoE block revive shot. And then see how we just swung a match. Cardinal's so good in this game. Why is she doing so many hits? She must have Relentless set on or something. She's next. A1, slam her down, 10k, nice. And then just a witch to deal with. And that is that. So that's him in the arena. Brings a lot of utility everywhere in the game. It's really strong. Yeah, so that has been my guide to Miscreated Monster. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. This is Hell Hades, signing out.